Imagine yourself on an idyllic farm in the countryside, free from the choking hold of urbanization, where a man works, the wife keeps home, and traditions build a strong family. Seems too dreamy to be true. Well, that is how one can sum up the free democracy of Igor Shafarevich's Russia. On one hand, Shafarevich calls himself a compassionate conservative at the head of a moral government who wants to build a genuine Russian democracy free of elitism and other bars on the people's vote. On the other hand, opponents of the regime call him a brutal reactionary autocrat who uses vote rigging and scare tactics to set elections in his favor. The Russian Republic, now united, is supposedly a democracy with elections, but the only name on all ballots is that of Igor Shafarevich. Shafarevich calls Russia a Christian nation and expects everyone to follow its morals. Any social immorality is blamed on the lack of Christian values, and the regime has banned all other religions for trying to subvert the people's faith. Furthermore, the Shafarevich government has frequently used mass national phobia to scare the people into submission. Russia, says Shafarevich, is a nation still in recovery, and anything which opposes him will destroy the patient before he is discharged. Any faiths different from the Christian majority of Russia are branded as quote unquote Russophobic and subversive. Any attempts to preach them are met with jail sentences. Opponents claim that Shafarevich hates ethnic minorities, which he has publicly dubbed as being small nations inside the heart of Christian Russia. He believes that their values are inherently incompatible with Russian culture, and one of his ministers was once quoted as saying that they are secretly out to oppress the Russian peoples, thus self justifying the regime's own discrimination against them. But every dark cloud has a silver lining. According to Maria Magyar, head of the Russian Bolshevik Club now based in Calcutta, Shafarevich is a racist autocrat who has turned Russia into a sham democracy that really answers only to him. But he has also implemented some of the most generous welfare policies in the entire world, with taxes weighted towards the wealthy and heavy penalties in place for those who exploit the Russian worker. His party also values the environment and wants to keep it protected by placing restrictions on steel and chemical factories. If a business provides essential services like hospitals, Shafarevich will bail them out in case of bankruptcy or collapse, since they are essential to the government and the people. He and his followers value the environment of Russia and want to protect and avoid harming it as much as possible. They view the option to cover their lands with industrial factories as going against the cultural values. Thanks to this Russo-Christian principle, he considers scientific progress to be a corruptive influence on the people. According to Magyar, quote, Shafarevich has taken a ruined nation and fed it the twin opiates of nationalism and Christian values, instead of the medicine of progress and modernity. A nation where the people have been ground into submission to the great unifier, and where the slightest defiance is termed anti-national. Instead of doctors and scientists, he quotes priests and soldiers. Instead of giving them books and knowledge, Shafarevich burdens the young with early marriages and the stability of a mundane job, all under the auspices of family and tradition. Niccolo Giuliano, an ex-fascist, says, Shafarevich's Russia is fascism with none of its revolutionary character, ruled by politicians who wish to play it safe in all matters, a regime hell-bent on doing the bare minimum to squeeze out power in its maximum. Whatever happens, Russia has been unified by Shafarevich. Shafarevich is Russia and Russia is Shafarevich, and nobody knows what the future holds.